Okay, this video is about how to trust yourself in high stakes moments, even when your brain is screaming in 10 different directions. So, by the end of this video, you're going to have a practice that you can use using your body to trust yourself when it's like the pros and cons list are 50-50. And this is feeling really present moment for me right now because I almost just signed a business agreement that was somewhat high stakes and high commitment. And there was one piece of information that I was missing that wasn't provided to me that changed everything. And so when I went to sign, it was like 50% yes in my brain. I could list all of the yeses, all of the reasons why this is good for me, for my practice, for my business. And I can also list all of the ways that this could go wrong. And I was standing in this line of 50% of me knows that this could be just fine, but there's something in me saying, nah. And so instead of overriding myself, instead of letting my brain do that thing where all of the gears are turning and it's kind of like you're smoking, your brain is smoking, and you have no idea what to actually do. So you turn out and you ask advice for everybody and you just feel totally overwhelmed. This is what I did. And like I was about to sign this contract, like now with this person in the room, right? He's got the contract in hand. And there's a part of me saying, wait a sec, this isn't what I thought was about to happen. This isn't what I thought this was. And so I'll tell you exactly what I did. You can do this along with me, okay? So you're going to learn how to know if something is right for you based on how your body responds. And then, secondly, how to set a boundary even when you're shaking in your boots. So, take a deep breath. So, first thing you want to do is you want to just settle your nervous system a little bit so that you're getting a clear answer. So, you can kind of tap here. This is going to be a muscle testing technique. So, you can just tap, take a few breaths. So, I'm standing here. I'm just about to sign with this person and he's coming into the room and I'm like, wait a sec, this isn't exactly right. So I centered myself, took a couple of breaths, did a little bit of tapping like this, and then I go into my center, into my core. And you can do this standing or sitting. Bring all your awareness inside of yourself. And you ask, is this right for me? Is this the highest decision possible for my path? And for me, what it feels like in my body, when my body gives me a yes, is like a lifting, a rising, and a forward movement. So this is a muscle testing sway test, a forward rising movement. And it might feel a little bit different in your body. So I suggest that you try this out before you are in any like high stakes moments where you have to use this. A no for me feels like sinking, pulling back, a little bit of like a no. So I did this right before this guy walks into the room. Is this a yes? Is this a no? And my body went, no. And in that moment where half of my brain is saying yes, half of my brain is saying no, I can have so many justifications for why this would be good for me, good for my practice, how I could make it work. But then I can also see all of the downsides, right? The information that I was missing that wasn't provided to me. And so I'm 50-50. So I have to trust my body, right? My body gave me a no. And so that's where the courage is required because all of a sudden I'm shaking in my boots and I have to tell this person, no, what we agreed on actually doesn't work for me. And so I'm standing there. I am legitimately can feel myself shaking. And this is where boundaries, I think we confuse what boundaries are supposed to feel like. I don't know anybody who sets meaningful boundaries that feels easy about it. It requires courage and vulnerability to listen to how you truly feel and step forward with that. And so I said, this doesn't work for me. And we had the conversation. It wasn't a conflict, but it required me to step into my business boots, right? I'm responsible for me. I'm the one who's taking care of myself. I'm the one who's taking care of my business in this moment. And it's okay if he doesn't like it, right? So again, I center myself. I speak without trying to be pleasing. I think as women and lots of people, we want to be nice, we want to be pleasing, and we think that if we're not adding a lot of warmth into every interaction, then that means that we're being too much or disruptive or angry, right? That's like definitely a gendered expectation. But we can speak with clarity, we can speak with groundedness, and we have every right to say, actually, I changed my mind. This doesn't work for me. And so I hope that this helps you when you are in a moment of yes or no, when you're in a moment of wait a sec, actually, I need to draw a line here, that you can, even when you're shaking in your boots, center yourself, ground in, say what's true for you, and know that you're the one who has your best interests at heart.